Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dragon Warriors. This is the second half of the Reeve's tale. We might finish it relatively quickly tonight, I don't know. We had some absences, so I should probably do a little recap for people. Right, and I should probably share that the stream's up, which I forgot to do, because I am a doofus. Right, so, recap. Pulled by the supernatural swords of Valandar off their regular path that they normally take, they went off and stumbled upon a group of crazy marsh people attacking an old woman who was up a tree and a man who appeared to be a knight. Rescuing them, they found out that the marsh people were boisterous, but not treated badly by the local lord, and had never really done anything much like that before. The Reeve thanked them very much for their assistance, and then told them that there might be something else he could help them with. And so, to get their reward and to pursue whatever this was, they went with him to his lord's castle. It's more of a manor house, but tall, like a tower. There they found that the lord was indisposed, and that the old crone was a healer of sorts, who had been sought out in secret to come and see to the lord, but couldn't work out exactly what was wrong with him. Some occult investigations took place, and they discovered that there was some kind of curse or shadow over him, and various investigations from there, starting with the marsh people acting up, led them to go out to the marshes and confront the shaman of the marshes, who apparently had instructed his compatriots to go and attack the Reeve and the old woman, though it's not known for what reason. Still don't know for what reason. Finding the guy on a little artificial island in the middle of a lake, and surrounded by evidence of cannibalism and necromancy, they did take him captive. And amongst his stuff, no, you did finish. You finished him off, actually, didn't you?
Yeah.
But amongst his stuff, they did find a letter which seemed to suggest a new course of investigation, which is about where we were after you'd headed back to the tower for a bit of rest and to see if anything had improved, which it hadn't. The letter, if I can find it again.
Yes, Azor picked it up.
Yes, it was a raggedy, blood-stained note from someone called Kaelwen at Cobby Hole, and was asking this mystic, Rigawag, to meet her to discuss the amulet keys. That was the other key thing that he had on him, was a strange key-like amulet made of glass, or something very much like glass, and there were bricks of glass in these insane tunnels he dug beneath the island. And it's possible that relates to whatever it is that made the mystic go mad, and possibly even whatever it is that afflicts the Lord. But when you get back to the tower, the Lord's condition has continued to worsen in the time since.
And the only person who knows where the copy hole is that's not here tonight, aka Jack.
Well, you can ask the Reeve, who was accompanying you, and the torturer in the dungeon did show you a map of the local area, so he might well know where it is.
And the healer might know as well. Yeah,
yep.
She might know.
So you got plenty of options. So yeah, we'll pick up with you staying overnight back in the tower and discussing what to do next. You can have a good feast of a meal, so you can have a health point back each.
Oh, you're so kind to him.
Yep. Plus any healing magic or whatever you want to do, because, you know, it's going to pass over midnight and you'll get your magic points and so on back.
Well, I'll meditate overnight and get my hit points back.
Yeah.
So the whole 8 hours sleep. Yeah.
So, just to recap then, quickly. The Marsh people were ordered by their insane and corrupted mystic to attack the Reeve and the old healer woman, though he didn't really give them any reason. It's just he used his kind of mystical authority to make them do it. But he was corrupted, clearly, by necromancy and cannibalism and other evil, bad stuff. The Lord of the castle is afflicted with some manner of curse that is slowly draining the life force from him. And there's a malaise that hangs over an ever-increasing amount of the castle as well. The mystic seemed to be afflicted by the same sort of thing, though he was a bit difficult to read because of his mental powers. And someone called Kelwyn at Cobby Hole has some kind of recent contact with that mystic. It's something to do with these amulet keys.
Well, I'm going to speak to the healer, the elderly lady.
Mm-hmm.
I'll speak to her during dinner, see if she knows anything.
Okay. Yeah, her and a few others are sort of inner circle, the people that know what's going on. So her ladyship, Gavain the Reeve, the old lady, a couple of the more trusted men-at-arms. Yeah, you sort of meet up and have dinner to one side of the feasting hall, near the kitchens, what's normally servant quarters, just to keep it all hush-hush and under control. So the old lady is mopping up gravy with a huge hunk of brown bread when you speak to her. What was that, Sonny? Speak up.
I'll show the amulet and say, does this ring any bells? And I mentioned it. Is it Kelwyn?
Kelwyn.
Yeah.
I know of Kelwyn. Let me get a closer look at that.
I'll let her hold it then.
Yeah. One sec. Just look up exactly what it does.
Were there any aura readings done in the last session? Because that might be...
Only the vaguest of ones using Brother Abbas's mystic vision. And a sort of general vibe sense. Okay. Right. The old lady, the midwife, takes the amulet and looks at it. She goes a little bit pale, but you don't think it's because she recognises it. She just senses something bad from it, so she hands it back. That I don't know, but Kelwyn I do know. Though I wasn't sure whether she had fetched up in Cobby Hole, but I knew she'd gone somewhere.
Well, all the Marsh people seem to have devoured each other. They're no longer going to be a threat to his lordship. There was a lot of evilness on the island, and it was very, very sinister. But they did taste our blades, and they died a quick death.
I've heard of your deeds, you men and women, all that you've done up and down the land. But still, it seems there's evil lurking here and there in every corner, wherever it can find a place.
Yeah, there is a saying that good will never truly beat evil, because if good ever truly beats evil, good will become evil itself, and then the new good will have to start battling it all over again. So wherever there's good, there's always evil, and wherever there's evil, there's good.
I've sometimes heard something very contrary to that. Evil will always triumph over good, because good is dumb.
Very much
Wise indeed.
Yes, my fellow compatriot is a man of the top line, you brother rabbits.
Especially when you're exchanging magic rings with somebody.
I'm curious about the glass. What did you guys learn about the glass? Can you guys tell me anything?
We've got a strange vision of a room and glass all around, and I'll retrack and say what was it Brother Abbas who came up with the vision?
Yes, it was me.
Well, let you say the vision then, Brother Abbas. There you go.
Do you remember?
Nope.
It was a circle
What's
of
last
light,
week's
like
episode,
the
John?
moon reflected on the water, and that rushing towards you very quickly, being plunged into water and drowning, scrabbling, trying to get out, but being unable to.
Well, we did get a good duking, as we would say. Oh, bless him.
The glass that was under the hut, was it like? Did it appear to be manufactured, or was it more like
It was
crystalline? mineral
bricks.
structure?
Sir Elaine took one, so that's
I
probably
think
on
it's
hand for you to look at. Yeah. So it's about the size of a house brick, but made of solid glass. It's not perfect, but you can see through it. It's got a slight greenish blue tinge to it, and it feels extremely cold.
On the actual islands, Grim, if we had to when we had a look around, did we actually see any way of the glass being manufactured on the actual island?
No, there's not even really any sand or anything there that you'd need for glass making.
Looks like it's magical. Then it could be magical. Well, if it was shipped in, which I doubt very much, because you can get a ship out to that island. So who is this person then? Who is Kevin? Is it a druid? Is it a seer? A scribe?
She's a sort of shaman. She's been here and been old since I was a girl.
Just like year then, my lady. Smile.
She's like me, but older, more powerful, different. I don't truly practice magic. She does,
Yeah.
but the old magic.
The magic of all magics.
Earth and stone, root and branch, those are hers to command.
So she could be a mentalist then, with nature.
I believe that's what the young scholars are calling it.
I don't study magic myself, but I do use magic, but I don't study it.
As for Cobby Hole, it's an old set of tunnels in the hillside. We find a lot of elf shot round there, so...
Well, okay. If I find any, do you want me to bring some back for you?
Oh, gods no.
What? I'm sorry, elf shot? What's that?
Elf shot, the tips of their darts.
Arrowheads.
Ah, right.
Shaped as if by magic out of stone.
Oh.
You should take some iron with you. It's sure protection against their magic. And turn your clothes inside out.
So it cushions the blow. Nice
No,
one.
it confuses them. They don't really
well.
understand our ways.
Is that the elf folk or the
elf folk? Yeah. And don't eat anything or drink anything if you find yourself in Elfland.
Well, I'll give her a crown for her knowledge.
Her jaw practically drops open and she quickly spirits the golden coin away.
You've been very helpful, my lady. You've been very helpful.
Thank you, sir. If you ever have a wife and she's ever with child, come find me. I'll take good care of her.
Unfortunately, the only wife I have are these bad girls and pat my pommels of my two twins and my pommel on my back. You see, the job of being an adventurer / mercenary / assassin / upstarter, aka whatever you want to call me, is a very long road, and I've never came across anyone who has caught my eye.
But you need something to fight for.
I do fight for something.
Other than money, I mean.
No, there is something I fight for. It's to rid the land of people. To make sure my homeland will never be tarnished.
Too late for that, my lord.
Yes, but I can only just dream.
Okay. Are there any other lines of inquiry you wish to take?
Do you know anyone? You go, John.
I was just going to say, when or if it is possible, I would like to make an excuse to chat with the Lord of the Are we in his castle? Is that
You're in his
correct?
castle, but he's in his bed with fever and chills and so on.
I was thinking of perhaps trying to read his aura if he would allow me to maybe cast the bones to try and I'll frame it that way so that I can perhaps try and see if he's been cursed or hexed by someone.
Lady Attain is glad that you're here now, because you might have some more insight if this is some sort of sorceress malady. So she is happy to escort you to see his lordship.
Excellent. If one of you guys wanted to do a little bit of other stuff first, I'll wait to go through the chat with him.
Oh, no,
Did you want to follow up?
No, Sheldon, you can go on your way.
Okay. This building is a fairly big tower. It's a somewhere between a fortress and a manor house, but it's built very high, so there are lots of stairs. But it's also quite gaily decorated with carpets and rugs, wall hangings, tapestries. There are lanterns rather than torches on the walls, and there are lantern bearers. But Lady Attain dismisses the lantern bearer and the men-at-arms and escorts you up the stairs, the many, many stairs, to the point where your knees are aching a bit, until you arrive at his lordship's bedchamber. She unlocks the door with a key attached to her waist chain, and you enter. It's a grand chamber. Even though it's the height of summer and the air is pretty stifling everywhere anyway, there is a big fire in the grate, and the windows are all thrown open to let fresh air come through. His lordship lays on a large four-poster bed in the centre of the room.
What is his name?
Weirdly, we never... Sir Ursian.
Sir Ursian. Okay, one moment. I just got called.
Okay.
I'll ask this midwife. I seem to call midwife, but she's not midwife. She's a healer. Do you know anyone in the area who would actually do necromancy? I'll say it quietly, discreetly.
Not anyone who is public about it, and
Right.
they know I'm in favour with the household, so they'd keep well clear of me.
No, the reason why I ask is because when we went to the island, the villagers, the marsh people, seem to have picked up. It's hard to say what it was, but they were like not quite active, but like they were animated. And the elder seemed to have had his clothes and that stitched to his actual skin, and he was quite gaunt looking. He was quite deathly, as you would say.
Riggerwork was always angry and fractious, but he would never have done that, and he never showed any propensity for that or any power for that. So something must have happened to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he did die.
Is Lord Ursian conscious? Is he coherent or just?
He occasionally raves and makes weird sounds, mostly sort of writhing and twisting around in his sweat-soaked sheets. But he's so cold, you can feel the cold. Yeah, with your fingers not yet even touching him. Yet at the same time, he's sweating.
And forgive me because I wasn't here last time. The woman who allowed us in, she's a sorceress herself, or
No,
an
she's his wife,
his wife,
Lady Attain. Yeah, the old woman is a midwife.
Do we have any reason to suspect a schism between husband and wife? Has there been any talk among the Scully scullery maids or anyone? Have we done any rumor chasing?
You haven't really done any of that, but you haven't overheard anything, and the lady does seem to be quite dutiful and concerned, as best as you can read someone.
Okay. Milady, do you mind if I try to kind of sniff out whether he's been afflicted with a curse or some kind of ensorcelment? It would require me to meditate a bit and focus on his inner self.
We are all good and dutiful followers of the true faith in this house, but I would sell my very soul to the devil himself to see my husband well, so do whatever you must.
Thank you. And to ease her mind, I'll say a prayer, I guess in the tradition of it's like a pseudo-Christian religion, I presume. Yes, like real world.
Yeah, the true faith is basically Christianity.
True faith. Okay, so I'll utter a couple of prayers invoking the blessings of God and the saints and the angels and whatnot, and then I'll much more quietly under my breath while like I kind of distract her with the prayer so that I just maybe rock a little bit, and then once she's gone off, all right, she's praying, okay, like everyone else did. I'll then begin uttering very softly in the arcane tongue the words to bring about the effect of detect aura, I believe it is.
Yep. Spend the magic points.
Yes, I will mark that down right here. It's a level 2 spell. All right, let me get my paper.
Okay. His aura is very faint, and it is overlaid with a darkness, a shadow, but it's also as if you're looking at his aura through through a surface of water or through a pane of glass, or it's just slightly distorted. The colours are dulled, as well as it being faint.
Is there a sense or a resonance of cold or ice or darkness or elemental negation of energy or anything like that?
Shadow, light, but in a negative sense. Like cold light, harsh light, that sort of sense of light.
What about the rest of the room, including his wife? Are there any artifacts or perhaps items that were taken as taxation or tribute or anything like that might have a resonance connected to what's afflicting him?
They're quite easygoing on the taxes, which was part of the reason the rebellion or seeming rebellion from the marsh folk seemed odd. Can you roll a d20 equal to or under your perception, please?
Yes, I will. Okay, let me get my dice out here. A 19. Nope.
Okay, you don't notice anything else.
Okay, and his wife is obviously then clean. Okay. Does he have any siblings or any wayward children? Was there any kerfluffle in the line of succession here?
He does have a brother, but they were close, went hunting together a lot, all that kind of thing, and he doesn't particularly have any designs on the throne. Or the seat, I should say, rather than the throne.
What about his seneschal or his right-hand man? Has anyone investigated or interviewed or kind of gotten a feel for that person? Perhaps Abbess or Cesora could handle that?
It's his wife that mostly handled the sort of day-to-day goings-on. It's a relatively small holding.
Okay. Well, that angle seems to be a dull one. We're not going to pick up anything on that. I guess then I will have to... how long can I maintain this? Could I have the glass brought here to me and maintain it, or would I just re-spend more points?
It'll hold for 5 minutes if we're not in a combat stressful situation. So that would just about be enough time to dash back down the stairs and have a look at the glass.
I'll see. I have to consult something in my with my peers. I can't sense any whiff of the evil eye having been used on him, any hexing or anything like that. Although I do suspect he is under the effects of some form of malady I can't quite detect yet. But I will not give up. We will find out what's happening. Rest assured. Let me consult with my compatriots, my lady. You're taking good care of your husband. Please continue in your duties.
Okay.
I'll give her a proper bow or a curtsy. And
yeah, she takes a seat beside the bed. Right, so you go hitch up your skirts and rush down the stairs and back into the room and have a good old arcane stare at this lump of glass. It is magical. The magic is old and threadbare and worn out, and this is just part of a larger magical whole, you think. That's with a W. Whole with a W. Make another perception check. Are you muted? You're muted.
I rolled a 13. No go on that.
Okay.
Well, I think I will have to rely on divination with the spirits. Abbess and Cesora, could you make sure we are undisturbed in our chambers here? Draw the curtains and perhaps stoke the fire a bit. I'm going to have a cup of wine and get myself into the right mindset for this. Why are you chortling like an evil wizard? You're scaring me.
You like your comfort, Skeleton. You like your comfort. Yeah, sure, no problem, love. No problem.
Thank you.
I knew she was going to say that. Dabble in spirits and gets a glass of wine.
Well, of course, because who knows, right?
Yeah,
we may
Dutch
need something
goes
to
for
offer
hungry.
the spirits as well. I don't know if they ever can taste of wine or food or blood or anything that's nearby to entice them to answer more truly or whatnot. Is that an angle I can work into the spell at all, or something I can develop, or is that just silliness?
Sorry, I was reading up on something. What did you say?
I'm wondering if the spell can be enhanced or whatnot by offering wine or food or blood or something like that to the spirits. The reason I ask is, for example, in Thailand, there are many shrines all around. I think they have offerings of food and Fanta, for example, pop and whiskey and flowers and sticky mango rice and so on to entice, to invoke good luck.
It couldn't hurt for you to increase the offerings. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, if we can get maybe what would the spirits consider to be? I mean, blood, obviously.
What kind of spirits are you thinking of contacting? What's within your idiom?
Well, that's a really good question because see. In this in this game setting, Amelia, are there ancestor spirits that occasionally watch over their descendants, for example, that can observe but not interfere in the material world?
Ghosts of ancestors, occasionally,
Okay.
but that's
So
not really a tradition in the European area.
Okay.
If you want to go for a more sort of ritual magician line, then it would be angels or demons you would call upon.
Well, I don't want to call upon any demons. Angels would. What would I see? I myself am not Christian. I just know I'm not religious at all in that sense. So I'm not a pagan or a Wiccan or anything. So
yeah.
I don't know what angels in the Christian tradition would want. I mean, prayers to God burned on really nice paper, written nicely and illuminated, or a devotional song, or blood from my tongue because we worship through prayer, like the Aztecs would cut their tongues and genitals and offer that kind of lifeblood and so on.
Well, there's a lot of burnt offerings in the Bible, so burning an animal.
Offerings, yes. Okay, I've got to think like old school biblical. Okay, so now what would be nicer than a nice young tender lamb, right? Slit open and then burned up on a fire, offered to the angels to carry up to their Lord in the sky. Okay, can we buy a lamb? No, not that far. We don't need that kind of spirits.
Okay. Thinking out loud.
You can buy a goat kid.
Okay, let's buy a kid, and we'll probably want to do this maybe in a natural environment under the open sky. It is a sky god of sorts, right?
Yeah.
Are there any standing stones or any similar old markers in the environs?
Back in the
Not
islands.
that nearby, but there's a few copses of trees here and there used as marker boundaries for farmlands. You could go into the shade of one of those.
Okay, gentlemen, do you think this is an idea we should pursue? Should we try this?
If you'd like
I'm up for
to.
anything, David. I'm up for anything.
Okay, so let's purchase the kid. Why don't we have, Brother Abbas, if you could anoint and purify a knife, and perhaps say a blessing over the. We'll have a nice fire. We'll have a meal ourselves.
Well,
Get the-
I could always try cleansing the knife a little bit in some holy water.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I had in mind. Okay, so then very generally we'll head out to a spot. Maybe we'll camp for an hour or two, brew up some tea. Maybe, if we've got the equivalent of a Dutch oven or so on, have some scones or so on, and get the coals up nice. And then when it's time, we will say a few prayers, of course, and then to the kid, bleed it out a bit, and then offer its body, I guess. Does it go right on the coals, like a burnt offering, or is it just charred like a roast?
I think you drain the blood and then put it on the fire to burn like you would cremate a body, I think.
Okay. All right. So it's purified and also transmogrified in
Yeah.
or-
My ancient Hebrew blood sacrifice is a bit rusty.
Okay, we can try something like that then. That sounds good. And then, of course, there's the invocation of the divination spell. So I've got to think. Ask a question of the spirits, not just yes or no, to get an obscure answer 75% of the time. Well, hopefully that'll go up a point or two. Now, what question should we ask? How can we heal Lord Ursion? Would that be the question we want to ask? Or what
Is
is...
there a cure for Lord? Is there a cure for Lord Ursula?
Could you say that again, please?
Is there a cure for the Lord?
Okay, so what will cure Lord Ursion? Is that the question we want to ask it?
I would say so. Don't know what Brother Abbas is going to say.
I think that sounds sensible to me.
Okay, so how can we cure Lord Ursion? Okay, let's try that as our question.
All right, let me just give me a couple of minutes to think
Sure,
of a suitably
sure.
obscure answer.
Yes.
You must slay the
This is good.
bones off of 5 winsome goats and then stuff a piranha rectum with a baboon. That's obscure enough, surely. Where we get a piranha from for a start, we'd have to go back to whatever land we were in before.
And if you're expecting me to turn into a dolphin again, you've got another thing coming.
That sounds
Jeez.
awful. No, that sounds a bit of a fishy thing to do.
Dolphins aren't fish, they're mammals.
True.
Wait a minute. Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Piranhas are fish, though, so I think you were hooking into that. But creatures of the sea.
The thing about piranhas is you can put your hand in the water where the piranhas live and they won't attack you. But if you slash your fingertip and put it in the water, the fingertip with the breathing limb, the piranhas will go crazy because you're polluting the environment. So I've been told. Yeah. No, Cowden, you missed me turning into a dolphin. That was an experience and a half, headbutting some watery, troll-like entity. Oh, it's hilarious. Brother
A
Abbas.
watery tart, eh?
Sorry?
A watery tart, eh?
No comment. Oh, you are a classic. Oh, boy, I miss you at times. Oh.
Yeah, I nearly got eaten alive with this big water troll thing. That was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, the movie Legend had a water troll like that. Remember that big beastly thing that came out of Tom Cruise's character? Now, here's a bit of useless trivia for you. Apparently, I don't know if that was animatronic or a human actor, but I know the voice of that creature was the fellow who played the holographic doctor in Star Trek.
Yes, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, what's his name? Oh, Doctor. Oh, God just the doctor. Oh God, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Oh God, I can't mind.
Just a sec, I'll have a quick Google.
Thank you. Thank you.
Boy,
No.
Not Ricardo Montalban, that's what he can. So it's something with an R in it. I remember that.
It's not Ricardo.
Richard Beltran? No,
No,
that was
no.
the tattoo face guy.
Actors. Cast.
He just called the doctor. He just called himself the doctor.
Not Robert Duncan. A minute, I'll get keep scrolling. Robert Picardo.
That's the
There
name.
you go.
He was also in a classic film. from the
Did he turn up in
80s.
Stargate?
Yes, he
as
did.
well.
As well, yeah. He was also in a classic
He was in
80s
Atlantis,
film.
wasn't he? Stargate Atlantis more.
Yeah, I think that's one I
Yeah.
never watched.
He was also in a classic 80s film, which was a remake of The Fantastic Voyage, and that was Inner Space with Randy Quaid and Meg Ryan and Martin Short.
Mm.
He played the cowboy. Yeah, small world, eh?
That's been on film 4 again recently. Fantastic Voyage. On the
Well,
other day.
Very good film. Raquel Welch, John Pleasance, and I can't remember the rest of the cast. Oh, still a classic.
Who was the actor that played Begbie in Trainspotting?
Robert Lyle.
Carlisle, yeah.
He was in
Yep.
one of the Stargate TV series.
Universe, wasn't
Yes,
it?
he was. Yes,
It was not bad actually, but it got
he
canceled.
plays a good. He's also in a very good film, 51st State. If anyone's seen that,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
he's playing the sniper.
Goes into that Manchester pub just to like rub it in, doesn't he?
Yep, he does indeed. Does indeed. Yeah.
I love the whole premise of that film. It was the placebo effect.
Yeah. It's a classic film, and all the people want to know what's under Samuel Jackson's belt.
Mm.
What has he got under there? But the best bit I like is on the plane when he's going across the Atlantic, and the kid's all like goes in his falling, thinking there's Mentos in this falling, but it's not. It's his formula. Spit it out, spit it out, spit it out. And the mum goes, "It's so up. We're attacking us." Yeah.
Sorry, this is taking a moment. I just want to make sure I have a suitably vague but accurate amount of gibberish.
Have you seen Trainspotting 2, John? Oh.
He's got his headset off.
Someone has knocked at the front door, and my dog is going a little wonky. I have to depart for a moment. I'm sorry.
Okay, we'll wait for you to get back because it's your vision.
Have you seen Trainspotting or Trainspotting 2 yet?
I've seen the first one. I haven't watched the second one yet.
It is good. It's not as good as the first one, but it's still good. Francis Begbie, Sick Boy, Renton, Spud. Oh. The thing about Trainspotting is a lot of people don't know what Trainspotting is, why Trainspotting is called Trainspotting. But when you find out why Trainspotting is called Trainspotting, you go, right, makes sense. Now I understand. Do you know why it's called Trainspotting?
It's to do with drugs, isn't it?
Well done, top of the class.
Well, it's obvious.
Because
Just watch the
when you
trailer,
inject
it's got to do with fucking gloves.
Yeah.
Drugs. Sorry.
Yeah. When you inject heroin, you get tracks in your arms. So Trainspotting is spotting the tracks in your arm. There you go. The reason I know that is because one, I spoken to Alvin Welsh at a book signing. Yes, I got a signed copy of the novel Trainspotting. And two, I actually asked him, where did you come up with the name Trainspotting? And he has the cameo playing Mother Superior in the first
Pardon
Trainspotting.
me. I'm so sorry to interrupt. My mom's had a fall. I've got to help her. I may be gone for 20 or 25 minutes. It's not
Okay.
good. I'm sorry.
Hope she's okay. We'll
Thank
carry
you.
on then and just
Yes.
speak up when you get back. All right.
Well, speak to you soon, John.
Did you see?
Yeah.
Okay. This vision takes a lot out of Kerridan, but what she sees, there's a great angel appears before her, shining light, multiple wings. Hmm?
Do we see this angel as
You
well?
don't see it. Brother Abbas gets a vague sense of a presence.
Oh, no.
And Caridan's eyes roll back, her head falls back, and out of her mouth comes a voice that sounds like 100 trumpets playing at once. Yeah. The well is dry. The child has drowned. The Lord is a pale reflection. The stone points down. 8 seers wait in darkness. 1 glass tooth in healthy gum. 1 glass tooth in rotten earth. 2 hands gnaw through the walls. Free the old god.
Oh, you wanted to be cryptic.
Yeah.
Talk about a sale and a half. Jeebies. Did that make any sense, Grim?
Did it?
That's what I'm asking. And so Zero scratching his head. Does this make any sense? Because we have came across several gods and we've always put them back in their place.
We have come across sleeping gods as well.
And
Jeez.
also gods being
I believe
called
there's
out.
an entire module was called sleeping gods, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Hmm. So someone's up to no good then, it sounds like. Someone's up to trying to bring the old ones back to the top side. But who would want to do a thing like that? Anyone who's got the ball.
Well, somebody that would benefit from the rise of old gods. And a
Well-
pact with them.
Yeah, but the thing is, what do old gods have that we want? It's for a
Power.
taste of their power. Exactly, a taste of their power.
Depends on the god. Do you like thunder,
no.
lightning?
No, I don't like Wednesday
Wine.
at all.
If you like a bit of lightning, then Woden's your man,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But so basically, what's actually happening is these keys are basically part of a set, which will open up some portal for some entity or entities to come and reclaim the world. Am I on the right track, Squib?
I'm not going to tell you, am I?
No,
Don't
that's
spoil the adventure.
no. The thing is, this is all scratching his head for this because he's only an assassin, stroke butcher's son, stroke mercenary, stroke thief, stroke pathfinder, stroke this, that, and everything. He's been hanging about with this group long enough, and it's sort of like, are we actually sort of like out there to stop the old ones waking up and reclaiming their world? That's why I'm scratching my head,
Well, the swords seem to guide you to do things that preserve and keep the land.
Yeah. But which god is it which we actually serving under? Is it the Patron, or is it just one god in particular?
It may be a little bit vaguer for you. I mean, Valandar is this world's equivalent of Arthur Pendragon, but then Merlin served him, and Merlin invoked old gods and ancient powers. So
Yeah,
not all the old gods are monstrous horrors or anything. And a lot of the wights and things that you've run into have been things that just like robots almost to protect tombs. So
Yeah.
there's not necessarily any malice behind that, despite them being undead and unholy.
And a bit smelly and punchy. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
just doing their job.
Yeah.
Set
Yeah.
up to protect things long buried.
So basically, we're keeping the equilibrium, we're keeping the peace, basically.
Yeah, I mean, you've befriended practically every king in Albion.
Yep.
Had a
and
few
you've-
enemies.
Yeah, made a few enemies, but you've solved quite a lot of big problems afflicting the land.
Yep. And made a lot of people taste our blades
Yeah,
and magic from Brother Alice.
but the swords pull you to deal with things big and small. So
I'll point my sword at the armlet. What actually happens? Do we sort of like hear a lover's tiff or an argument or sparks? Or the sword of Aldar.
the sword resonates in your hand, but that's about it.
It blows. So what's your theory on this then, Brother Alice? What's your theory? Do you think we're just like pawns keeping the peace, keeping the equilibrium? What do you reckon?
I think we're here to maintain the eternal balance between good and evil.
So basically, like me, then I agree, keeping the peace, keeping the equilibrium.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one thing I've always wanted to ask you, Brother. Are you actually a friar or are you actually a monk in training?
I was brought up by a pair of artists who worked on religious icons for temples and churches on the border of A1. But because there were too poor to raise me, they gave me to a monastery. So after I finished my training there, I headed out into the world to decide whether to. I After finishing my training at the monastery, I basically headed
Yeah.
out into the world to decide whether to remain secluded or to help people outside the monastery walls.
So you became someone to help the general populace. Yeah.
Yes.
Me, I'm just the son of butchers. Became an assassin, got good at it, fought in the Crusades, kicked butt left, right, and centre, and decided to join you guys because someone needed my skills as an extra arm to protect the weak. So, yeah.
And sometimes the sly blade is more effective than a knight's broadsword.
Or his suit of armour.
Yeah.
Alien's case. I still can't believe Brother Apps called his horse Buttercup of all names, Buttercup.
What a
Judge.
Maybe
So
he
in-
knew
so-
someone called Buttercup.
Right?
Maybe he lost the fight to a masked swordman or something. I don't know.
Well, it's named after his
I think that's inconceivable myself. But, you know.
I still say he named Buttercup after his first true love.
No. So, how do you want to proceed?
Well, after Keridon's so-called visitation show and habitation, I think we might have to go and pay a visit to his brother, see if he's all right, see if he's not came down with the sickness. Because the thing is we could go and see this oracle who the midwife Kira recommended we should go and see.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think we should detour, go and see if the brother's okay, and at the same time is check up and see everything's all tip top there, just in case his brother's came down with the sickness. And if he has, we're then going to have to get him seen to it at the same time, and then go and see this lab rat who lives in a maze under the hill, far, far away.
As
That's
luck,
what we stand here.
as luck would have it, his brother's place is on the way to Cobby Hole. So,
Good. Music to my ears.
so in the morning, with Keridon resting in the back of a wagon, you make your way off. What can his brother's name be?
Maximus Aurelius. Or in Michael Palin's case, Biggest Dickers. Sorry, Monty Python's on my mind. I've been watching it all weekend.
They've got all the old series on Netflix now, so
They're dropping like flies at the moment.
yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's elected. I don't. Cleese and Harry Gillen.
Okay, so yeah, you take the road down towards Cobby Hole, having got directions from the torturer, and with Gavain with you as well to vouch for you. You travel a couple of hours after the sun comes up, and arrive at the lodgings of the Lord's brother. He's not expecting you at all. So Gavain bids you wait by the road while he goes and finds him.
Do we see any of his men at arms or anything?
He's not got like a grand dwelling or anything. It's more of a large farmhouse or a lodge almost. There's a few scattered croft-style farms in the area around it. So you see a few peasants, but no real men at arms. There's a few men practicing longbow behind a small chapel.
Yeah. Did any of these brigands who attacked Sir Gawain and the elderly lady?
No, these aren't marsh folk. These are
So it was just marsh folk. So it's just
it was
these
just
type-
marsh folk that jumped Gavain. Gavain returns with a large man who is the spitting image, but slightly younger, of Sir Urshian. Except he looks, in the full bloom of health and everything. He's got a big bushy beard. He's a bit sweaty from work, so he's clearly not above getting his aristocratic hands dirty. He comes over and clasps hands with you all.
I'll bow to him. My lords, we thought we'd, on the passing on to our next adventure, to deal with you. You have heard, but we are working on behalf of your brother's estate at this moment in time.
Well, Gavain explained some of it to me, yes.
Yeah, but I'm not going to say what the missus said. Keep the secret. I'm just saying we're working for his brother's estate, basically.
Well, you can... any assistance I can offer, you'll have. If
that'd be grand. That'd be grand. Have you and your brother came across anything on your hunting trips or anything out of the ordinary in the past few visits?
Oh, we saw a white hart about 3 moons back, clear as day in the moonlight, and we both took a couple of shots at it, but somehow we both missed, and it was away. I've been looking for it on and off ever since when the moon's full, but other than that, nothing unusual.
Out of character, white hart, aka white stag.
Yeah, it's a white stag.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, a white hart is a sacred beast.
Yeah, it could be some sort of totemic animal. At one point, the reason there's so many White Hart pubs in the UK is because the White Hart became a royal symbol for a time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's considered a beast of good omen.
But why would you hunt such a magnificent beast?
Because it's a magnificent beast.
But you don't hunt magnificent beasts.
I
They're
do.
legendary. Yeah,
I
you do. I don't.
Things may be different in your country, but here, yeah, their flesh is said to have curative powers. And
Have you ever been to Megoff, sir? Have you ever been to Megoff?
No, I have not.
There. We are simple folk. We live a simple life. But we know our legends, not to hunt magnificent beasts.
Well, here, the legend is that you do, and you take its power and its strength and its health and its vitality from its flesh.
And you keep it for your own. You don't share.
We rule. The land takes on our aspect as we take on the aspect of the land. That's what it is to rule. He's
So that's
starting to bristle a bit at you after being initially welcoming.
Okay. How long ago was this hunt, may I ask?
Like I said, 3 or 4 moons ago.
Is that the same calculation when his brother came down with the sickness?
No, that's only been a couple of weeks, not that long.
Well, I do apologise, but I was only just asking a couple of questions, that's what, my lord. Nothing to worry about.
Well, my offer remains open. If I can help you in any way, or you need shelter, you're welcome here.
That'd be good.
Now,
We'll
if
thank
you'll
you.
excuse me, I have work to do.
Yep. What did you get from that, Brother Abbott? No. Oh, wait, yeah.
Well, I'm not exactly a reader of people like our other friend is.
Yeah, our other friends got gifts beyond gifts, yeah. Because I always thought, but if you're hunting magnificent beasts, and I'll look around when I'm saying this under my breath, but whoever befalls a magnificent beast, especially a legendary white beast, especially a white hart, you would be cursed. Might be mistaken.
Well, I imagine depends on the place where the person lives as to the origin of that myth, really.
Well, I've always believed that if you hunt legendary and mythological beast, if you actually do it any harm or slay it, whoever actually owns it will bestow a curse upon you. It might be wrong. Well, the brother seems to be okay so far. At least we got a bed for the night. It's good.
Yes.
How does the wilderness look around us, Grim? Does it actually look like it's ever been cursed or tarnished or?
No, it seems to be fairly productive farmland. Lots of rolling chalk hills here and downland when it's not farms. Brother Abbas would probably know some of the mythology around white stags in Albion, which is where you are. So in the old religion, they were considered to be messengers of the other world. So the land of the dead and the land of the gods. Associated with Herne the Hunter.
That's what I was thinking.
They've got a legendary ability to evade capture.
That's right.
And some in the church use them as an allegory for mankind's pursuit of spiritual perfection. And they are also symbolic of quests. So they can be a questing beast.
As I said, don't put them neck off.
Yeah. In Christianity, and thence, therefore, in the true faith in this world, the white stag was partly responsible for the conversion of a martyr, Saint Eustace, in the real world. And yeah, it was a royal badge of King Richard II.
That'd be the Lionheart's son, yeah?
It's the guy who was steward for a while the Lionheart was ill.
There's two Richards in the Crusade? Well, there's only one.
Because Richard III is the traditional bad guy.
I thought that was John. I thought it was John.
From whence we get Richard for turd in rhyming slang.
Yeah,
The
that's
turd.
what
Richard the Third.
Yes.
Wicked Bird, yeah, I remember now. No, because I studied the Holy Crusade in school and I got an A+ out of it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a very painful subject because I had to rack my granddad's brain for like 2 weeks getting knowledge out of him. It was so funny.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that. At the end of The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, the grown-up kings and queens are hunting the white stag, aren't they? That's when they find themselves going back through the wardrobe.
Exactly, yeah. Granddad, yeah, do you know anything about the Crusades? Yeah, but I'm not that old. Well, what can you tell me about it? Well, where do you want me to start? We'll start from the beginning. Blah. There you go.
Right, so is there anything you want to do here in this sort of small village, hamlet, thorpe, whatever you want to call it?
Are the troops behind the chapel having a wager at the archery knockout?
They're just peasants, but yeah, they are wagering a few copper coins on the shots.
I'll go and join. I could do a laugh. I could do a bit of experience for a couple of minutes. You know, just knock a few.
Doesn't Abbas have a bow as well?
Yes,
Yeah, I think-
I've only got magical arrows. Not wasting them.
That's not allowed. That's not allowed.
You could borrow some of their arrows.
True.
So you want to have an archery competition?
Yeah, just have a knock around with the locals, just to get some chinwag, get some gossip.
Okay. What is your attack, Cesara?
21. I'm gonna play I'm gonna play a bit dumb, like
You're
say
gonna
it's been a
hustle
while.
them.
Not going specifically for like bullseyes all the time, but just like win a few, lose a few, win a few, lose
Yeah.
a few. Just
What's Abbas's
15.
attack? 15. Okay.
it's one way of killing banter, you know.
Yeah. And they might Yeah, it's a good way of making friends or enemies or frenemies.
Yeah.
1 second.
So do you miss your home then, Brother Abbas? Or do you still keep in touch with your folks?
Well, I do sometimes miss my family, but the church gave me an education and taught me many things. So I don't.
yeah.
I'm not resentful towards my parents for giving me to the church, but
Must have been a bit harsh.
it was very laborious. I did a lot of manual labour there as well.
Yeah. How much
To be honest with you, the abbot could never see past my physicality or my what he called my degenerate parentage.
Oh.
To see, the bright young lad I was beneath all that.
So yeah, you approach the 3 archery peasants who are just practicing with their longbows. They stop and tug their forelocks at you.
I'll nod. I was just wondering, did you guys want to put a small wager down? Just have a few rounds until such a time we feel it's enough for us to put our heads down for the night.
All right, penny each in the hat. Winner takes all.
Yeah, I'm up for that. Brother Abbas, are you up for that?
Sounds fair to me.
Man of the cloth. Gambling. It's unfair.
He's
God
not
will be
gambling.
on your side.
He's not gambling. He's just spending some loose change. Thank you, Brother Abbas. Smile.
All right. Well, let's just start by hitting the target. All right. Roll a d20 equal to or under your attack.
Would you like to go first, brother?
After you, my son.
Okay. Oh,
Okay. And Brother Abbas.
Missed. Just rolled a 16.
Okay. So you'll take it in turns to fire arrows, and only Brother Abbas misses the target.
See, God is not always on my side, my son.
Yeah, he clearly disapproves of your gambling, my lord. Right. Now this time, let's see if we can hit the circle within the target. After you, my lord, take 3 away from your skill and roll.
Would that be me or Brother Abbas?
You. Abbas is out.
Oh, right, okay.
Good luck.
I get 7.
Okay, yep, you hit the target. One guy's bowstring snaps and his arrow falls to the ground. There's a bit of an argument, but his fellows suggest that no, he's out, that counts.
Yep, he's out.
The other 2 men manage to hit the target as well. Right. Now the inner circle. Take another 3 away from your attack.
So that's 6 altogether, is it?
Yep.
So that's
So you 15 or under you need at the moment.
15 or under. Maggie's dead, 10.
Okay. Right, the second peasant misses the mark this time. He hits the target on the outside. Just down to you and me, my lord. Bullseye?
Yeah, I'm up for the bullseye.
Right. So you now need to get 12 or under.
So that, yep, 12 or under. Yep.
Yeah.
Would you like to go first, since I've been doing well?
Okay. raises his bow and fires, and it's just right at the edge of the bullseye.
Good shot.
Nah.
No, seriously, it was a good shot.
I'd do better if it were a Saracen.
I'm not a Saracen, and I would chuckle.
Neither's the target, and there's the problem.
I get a 5.
Okay. You let fly the arrow and hit the bullseye square in the center. There's no argument over who got the one nearest the middle. All right. So you put in 1 penny, you get back 5 pennies, so you've made 4 pence.
I'll give Brother Abbas his coin back, and I'll give the 3 back to the peasants and say, "You've made my day with your company. Very good day. Good shoot."
All right. Thank you, my lord. And they go back to their practice.
Right. I'll see if there's a place where Brother Abbas can go for a mead or any drink, or is there no drinking establishments in this estate?
It's too small for anything, even an inn. But you can get a drink or something from the cook at the farmhouse.
Yeah, I'll get me and Brother Abbas a drink.
And something to eat. Yeah. To get some bread and some boiled eggs and some freshly churned butter, a couple of apples.
One thing I've always wanted to ask you, Brother Abbas, were you in the Crusades as well, or were you elsewhere?
Well, as I said, after I finished my training, I headed out into the world, beyond the monastery walls. I did follow the March to War, gave my blessings and last rites to the fallen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I lost a lot of good friends in that crusade. Ooh.
I didn't so much fight in the Crusades as help them along their way.
Yeah, ease the suffering and tend to the help. Yeah. I can't see myself as a priest or a friar or a monk or a hospitaller. No, I was born in the Megov to a gypsy family. Dad was a butcher. Mum was his assistant. And I've always been fascinated by death. At a young age, I decided to pack my.
Did you say death or debt?
Death.
Oh, right. Sorry, I thought you said debt.
D-E-A-T-H.
I'll say just go to a gambling den and.
No. Death. D-E-A-T-H. And I sort of picked up a sword on my way and learned how to use it, and then I learned how to use a dagger. And
you're not a nihilist, are you?
No, not at all.
Right.
Not at all.
We haven't got a trainee Thanos on our hands, have we?
No. No, Brother Abbas. No.
Oh, just checking.
And when the Crusades came along, I thought I'd sell myself as a sword under the banner. And as I said, I lost a lot of good friends in the Crusade. Yeah. I thought I wasn't going to come home, and I did come home, but it wasn't the same. So just sort of said hellos to my parents and then hit the road, and the rest is all history. Because everyone thinks, and I'll say it very quietly, us assassins, we're all cutthroats and mercenaries. And mercenaries, me, yeah, but not all the time. I just go wherever the wind takes me, the road takes me, the path takes me, and the path of the righteous of cleansing this land of ill repute, and whatever comes our way.
Oh, the sword tugs us.
I've almost died twice, and not quite saw my creator yet. So, in a way, I'm blessed to stay alive. As long as I stay alive, you've got me serving the party until my dying days. But if I do die, I die. At least I died doing something for the country, protecting the world.
So you've managed to rationalise it.
Yeah, cut it down just a tad. Yeah. Do you think I put my foot in with that Lord? Barabbas by saying,
A little bit.
yeah,
I rubbed him the wrong way a little, but I'm sure he'll get over it.
yeah, maybe 5-10 years, maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah. Can you imagine seeing Becca up against a white stag? She would say, "Don't kill it! Don't kill it! Don't kill it! It's mine!
my
Don't kill
friend.
it! Don't kill it! Don't kill it! It's mine!"
It's a sacred animal. Yeah, we know.
Sorry?
It's a sacred animal to my people. Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
You like to kill and eat them. It's called venison.
Yes.
It's called tennis. No, it's called lunch, dinner, and breakfast.
So, what do you want to sort of rest up here and then head to the mine after?
Yeah.
I don't know how long John's gonna be, so I think it's best if we just press on.
Yes.
Yeah. That's all good. Yeah.
All right. So after your meal and a bit of a rest, you make your way the rest of the way on foot. Right. So the chalk hills are mostly gentle and rolling, steep on one side, with a long, shallow slope on the other. Following the directions you've got and what some of the farm folk told you, you find yourself getting closer to Cobby Hole. Around here, the small copses of trees that stud the fields and the downland haven't been cut back or maintained so much. So there's a few fallen trees, and the copses that there are choked with brambles and ferns. This one hill looks almost like a wave that's been frozen sort of mid-splash, just as it's about to turn over and hit the shore. So there's a big white scar in the front of it with scrubby yellowed grass growing out of it, and a great hole in the front of it. It's rounded. It almost looks misty, and there are piles of flints all around the outside of it. Up above that, on the sort of crest of the wave, there's a lot of scrubby grass and a few small sort of wind-twisted trees. But this is supposedly Cobby Hole.
Now, I wish I had tracking at this moment in time, so I was going to check around and see if there's been any activity in the
You can still make a perception roll to see if
Yeah, I'll
you
do
notice
that.
anything.
I'll have a goosey. Do you want to tell you what I got, Glenn?
Yes, that would be very helpful.
I was wondering what was with a long silence. I get a 5
Is that under your perception?
by 10.
Okay. There are tracks, but it's difficult to differentiate whether they're humans or animals. You think maybe someone was trying to cover their tracks by sweeping the path with a broom, or taking different pathways as much as possible, which suggests someone who knows how to avoid being pursued. But a lot of the grass and stuff towards the entrance is fairly trampled down, like people have gone in and out, but in different directions. It's just, you have to go in the entrance, so it still clusters there. You also notice that some of the grass on the sort of lip of the top of the hill, the crest of the wave, some of that is flattened down and cut back, almost like a notch in the wave.
Grass cuts. But no sign of any elk show.
Make another perception roll.
9. Did that by 6.
Okay, you scuff over some of the chalky topsoil, and you find a little flint-napped arrowhead.
I'll pick it up cautiously.
It's still sharp.
Put it in one of my many pouches as a trophy.
Yep.
Yeah. What was it? Silver, brass,
No.
bronze.
Stone, flint.
All right. Also using bloody flint, but they were using silver in it. Interesting. Which direction did it seem that it came from?
It was under the topsoil, so yeah,
Oh, okay.
it was just kind of laying there.
Right, okay. Are we going to go in and face this old elderly mystic then, Brother Abbas?
Certainly.
Do you want me to lead, as always?
Yes. You go do your sneaky scouty thing.
Well, if I disappear, don't blame me.
Okay,
Right.
so
Sneaky time, Grimbo.
okay, so you creep ahead using the odd bush and tuft of grass and hummock, tussock as cover. What's your stealth?
26. Now you
20.
see me, now you don't.
Yes, 26. Okay, roll for stealth. Don't roll a 20.
5.
Okay. Right, so you creep up, seeming to become sort of one with the grass, all the way up to the entrance to the cave. There's quite a lot of large, heavy flints scattered around here, so you have to be careful with your creeping not to bang your knee on a sharp, pointy bit of flint. The entrance to the cave is covered in thick webbing. It even stretches out from the interior of the cave to a couple of small trees nearby. What you took to be mist from further away is this webbing covering the ground and the entrance to the mine, stringing to the trees. There are tiny spiders all over the place, more and more as you get closer, swarming over the ground.
Spiders. How many spiders are
At least it's not snakes.
there? True.
What's your perception?
Who, me or Brother Abbas?
You.
15.
Okay, roll d20, tell me what you get.
7.
Okay, you think you see something move through the webbing in the shadow of the cave. Long legs creeping from one part of the web to another. And what's your stealth again?
26.
Okay.
And this is when Cesaro gets cuddled again by a spider.
So,
Oh,
is Abbas moving closer? Are you signalling him
Yeah,
to move
I'll
closer?
I'll move closer. Yeah.
Okay, what is your stealth?
15.
And what's your perception?
My position is 11.
Okay. You see the webbing and you see the small spiders, but you don't see any sign of any larger spiders, despite Cesora whispering to you about them.
does there seem to be, using sense traps, does there seem to be one part of the web which seems to be like a tripwire to activate our host, which I see within the cave?
Roll for your trap sense. Psychic
Here we
talent,
go.
isn't it?
Yep, psychic talent. I get 9.
Is that under your psychic talent?
It's by 2.
The webbing isn't sticky. You don't get the sense that the webs themselves are a trap, and you think the spiders, the little spiders at least, while icky, aren't dangerous.
They are dangerous. Right.
Aren't.
Oh, aren't. So,
Yeah.
so they're just like domesticated house spiders, but live in a cave.
Yeah.
That's fine. But it still doesn't explain the shadow moving. within the cave.
Eight-legged doozers.
Well, are we going to go in, Brother Abbas, or do you want to call it out? Because Oh, what did it say? Wait, read the letter again, which it says. Does it say actually come into Cobby Hole or meet you at Cobby Hole?
It said to meet her at Cobby Hall.
It's a shame we can't actually tell by the writing how. Oh, I'm kicking myself here. Right. Do you want to risk it for a biscuit, Brother Abbas?
Certainly, I can, always mind blast it.
And I can always twat it or two with my twins.
And if in doubt, we could always run away.
Yes.
Fight another day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Players often forget
away,
that you have the option to run away.
Yeah, run away is the highest form of valor, but at the same time, it's you never turn your back on something as big what's in that. How big's the cave mouth?
There isn't a scale on the map.
Well,
you can walk in 2 or 3 abreast.
all right, that's fine.
You might have to hunch slightly though.
Depends how many breasts we have each.
Indeed.
Exactly. And anything more than a pair is a waste. Right, I'll go in front. Here we go. Sneaky.
Okay.
And if I see anything which Brother Abbas might have to avoid, I'll sort of like point it as I'm like.
Yeah. Okay. What's your stealth again?
26.
26. Oh, excuse me. Don't know why I'm yawning so much.
Yeah, I think it was been tired.
Well, actually, I do. It's because I was sick the other night and didn't sleep too well.
Yeah. Bless you, Grim.
Right, and what's Brother Abbas's stealth?
15.
15. Okay. Cesora creeps forward, using the razored edge of his finely honed daggers and other blades to cut through sections of the web and move through it, creeping forward, moving over and around them. You follow as best you can through the path that he's cut. However...
I stumble through them like a drunken arse.
No, you don't do that. You don't do that badly, but you do fail slightly. Okay, what? Cesaro's reflex is 16, isn't
it? His reflexes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's Abbas's reflexes?
9.
Captain Slow.
No.
He's not slow, he's just graceful.
Okay. You're cutting through the webs, getting closer and closer to the far end, where it seems that this opens up. That you're going to have to get a lantern out before too long. When you see a spider emerge on the ceiling, a spider as big as a dog, and a reasonably sized dog as well. You know, the kind that go boff rather than woof. It starts creeping across the ceiling, slow and silent, but you spotted it, and it's getting ready to drop down on Abbas.
Right, I will. How far away is it from me?
It's on the ceiling, back a bit from you.
I'll warn Brother Abbas any way I can without making a whimper. Basically, point above him.
And make the universal gesture for lookout spiders.
Yep.
Okay, so, well, they lose surprise, but it does move to the attack, but Cesora has the drop on it, because he's faster and saw it coming, so what does Cesora want to do?
Subdue with one, parry with the other.
Okay, so you're going to sort of interpose yourself between it and Abbas?
Yeah.
Okay, make an attack roll. Their defense is only 2, so take 2 away from your attack and roll.
5.
Okay. Magic sword's going to cut straight through its armor, so roll damage.
7.
Right, so he warns you that the spider's coming. You turn around to see this thing splay its fangs and jump at you upside down from the top of the, of the passage of the ceiling. Then Cesora steps in the way and cleaves off the front part of its face. Greenish ichor splashes out and the body drops to the ground, twitching before its legs curl up in on itself. But already others are moving, emerging from the walls and a hollow in the floor.
How many are we talking about?
Another 3.
Right, that's fine.
Okay. 2 of them go for Zazora, 1 goes for Abbas. What's Zazora's defense halved?
6 and 5.
Okay, 6 and 5. Okay, 1 bursts out of the sort of trapdoor in the tunnel beneath your feet and sinks its fangs into your leg. Take 11 hit points of damage.
Hey.
What's your
Is this adult orientated, or is it open mic night?
You can swear.
You fucking bastards!
What's your current health?
Say again,
That's
sir.
me down to 6. That's
6.
me down to 6 health in 1 hickey. Fuck me with time movie.
Right.
Me.
So its fangs sink into your legs, so expertly piercing through your armor because it got a crit, and pumping
Oh,
toxin.
got a crit. No wonder it fucking got 11 points of fucking hickey.
And pumping toxin into your leg. Your leg goes numb, and the numbness rapidly spreads up your body, causing you to collapse face down in the dirt of the tunnel, unable to move.
Nuts.
Fuck me.
Right,
Fuck me.
what's Abbas's defense? Not halved.
8.
So- Right, the other one that sprung out of the wall close to you sinks its fangs into your arm. What is your armor rating?
5.
Okay, it blunts its fangs on your armor and recoils, trying to judge where the soft, squishier parts of you are. New turn. Zazora is still paralyzed. Sorry, no, it's your go.
I'll try and mind bolt the one that's attacking me.
Fuck you, spider! Zap.
Level.
Psychic exhaustion roll.
Yeah. It's a level 5 spell. Under 14 for the psychic exhaustion. Not exhausted, just
Okay.
roll the 14.
Its evasion is 4.
Speed, I believe, is I think 16 speed. Yeah, it is, yeah, so under 11. Just hit.
Damage?
3d6 plus 1. Nine points of damage minus armor.
Okay. So there's one that came out of the wall. You sort of twist and glare at it and grasp it with the power of your mind, crushing its kite inwards and smashing its body up and down against the walls a few times until it's thoroughly dead. But that still leaves 2, which come at you from behind. What's your defense halved?
4 and 4.
Because Zazora is still paralysed. Okay. Neither of them manages to land a hit on you. They're too caught up by the bodies of their compatriots and don't manage to quite scramble past them to get to you. And it's your go.
Right, I'll try and Mystic Blast another one. So another psychic exhaustion more.
Yep.
Still okay. And under 11. You said the defense was 4.
Their evasion's 4, yeah.
Evasion 4. Sorry. Yeah, hit. And damage. Oh, 12 points of damage minus armor this time.
Okay, that was just blown into shreds as you turn around and mind blast it. And the energy just courses down through its body, breaking up each section of its body in turn, until the broken husk is flung back along the corridor. The one remaining one, Zazora is still paralysed. The one remaining one rears up and spits venom at you. And utterly fails to hit you. And as it rears up, its legs scrape the top of the tunnel, and a bunch of stone, flints, and chalky soil comes down on top of it, and rupturing one of its eyes, which dribbles greenish stuff down over its head. Your turn.
Okay, I'll try and finish the last one off with a psychic bolt.
Go for it.
Not exhausted. Definitely hit.
Damage.
Damage is the memento por favor. 10 points of damage minus armor.
Okay. It is rent asunder by your mind, with more of the tunnel collapsing down on top of it. So there's just a couple of twitching legs sticking out. Caesura will break out of this paralysis in about 5 minutes, so you can drag him away. Right, so 5 minutes later, back in the main entrance, no more spiders in evidence. Caesura slowly manages to be able to move again.
What the fuck bit me? Pardon my
I'm not sure if we've got any healing potions on us. We could pour down your gullet either.
No.
I don't really know.
No. It just paralysed me. I don't think it poisoned me. Do you have your poison still, Mr. Grim?
The poison just paralysed you. You're not getting any worse.
I'm not poisoned. What the fudge bit me?
A spider.
If you say anything to the rest of the crew about this, there goes your chance of becoming a flyer.
Let us return to the farm for a gigantic glass and a sheet of paper.
No, you'll be a eunuch, brother Abbas. You won't be a brother. I won't be. I'll bring my own assassin self out to play, and you'll be a eunuch.
I will give my monk's oath as I will swear it to silence on this.
I'll have a laugh. I was bitten.
I'll take an oath of silence on this.
No. I was bitten by a bloody. I went in sneaky. Because the thing is if it went over any of their webs, it would have alerted the big mama one, and we didn't want to face the big mama one. But instead, we faced 4 dog-like spiders. Now, these dog-like spiders can only just knock me out. God knows what they could do to the rest of the party if there's an even bigger one in there. Whew. What a rush!
Maybe we should just set fire to the place and see what happens.
Okay, you wanna have a barbecue? Fine, have a barbecue, but just don't invite me.
Well, I might need you to help me control the flames. Just get a big sheet and just whack it.
Yeah. You know what I should have done, Brother Abbas? I should have given them a shock tail before we went in, but I never thought of that. And I'll hold a flashbang in my hand and laugh and put it back in its pouch.
Well, you could always use that for the big one.
Mm.
Yeah, but the thing is I'm not going back in there in a hurry yet until I heal. God, that bloody hurt. Was it in my shin, my ankle, or my foot, or what, Grim?
Back of your knee. It kind of got you in the calf muscle.
Ooh, what a place, what a hickey.
Yeah. Let me just see if Kerridan has any potions on her, because it's a bit unfair to deny you access to stuff.
Yeah,
John had to
I
go.
usually help Kerridan out with coinage if she does have a healing potion.
Yeah, you can have 7 health back, and I'll cross a potion off. From you.
So that's me back.
He would either cast the magic or brew the potions. So.
Well, I'll give some coinage to Kerridan as a thanks.
Yeah. Okay.
So
you can have 7 health back.
So that's
So you were down to 6, I think. So you're up to 13.
Yeah. God. What a rush. I must be getting old for this, brother Albert. I must be getting old.
Mm.
Or just more scar tissue than non-scar tissue at this point.
Yeah, but I think the gods like me because I faced death twice. I've been paralysed God knows how many times. I've been knocked out God knows how many times.
You were
I'm not
actually
being-
killed once.
Yeah, I've been killed, but that's what I'm saying. I've been killed once, near to death twice, paralysed God knows how many times. God. The things I do.
Well, stealth's kind of out of the window after that, so light a lantern, head on in.
Yeah, may as
Yeah.
well. Do you want
Alright.
to lead this time, Brother Abbas? I'm not joking. I'm only joking.
The
I'll
tunnel
lead again.
slowly descends into a larger chamber where you can properly stand up. There have been a few collapses over the years, so there's the odd pile of chalk and flint. And there's a few broken antlers and other bones scattered around on the floor, but they look pretty ancient. You don't think it's the spider's prey. This chamber sort of opens up, and almost like a fork with 4 tines stretching on forward. Smaller tunnels dug through the earth. So there's 2 smaller tunnels to the left. There's one larger tunnel that goes straight on. There's another smaller tunnel to the right. And then at right angles, there's another, or more of a crawl space tunnel.
Do the smaller tunnels look like they're made by the spiders?
No. You can smell burning rosemary, though.
In which tunnel?
Well, it's hanging around everywhere, but make a perception check.
Hope I don't get stoned. 5. 10 away.
It's strongest from the larger tunnel.
Right, we'll follow that then. Oh. Oh. I believe that. Bitten by a dog-like spider. I'm getting old.
You're about to head onwards down the tunnel when you hear a voice from the tiny tunnel off to the right. Help! Help!
Say something about this?
Help!
Right.
Help!
I'm heading back towards where I hear the help.
Okay, there's this little crawl space tunnel here. It looks like someone has sort of half-heartedly tried to widen the tunnel, just sort of using their hands. You can see the lines that their fingers have made in the soil where it's been a bit more damp and clayey. There's quite a lot of webs and lots of the small spiders crawling around here as well. But you can hear the voice coming down the tunnel. Help!
How far down the tunnel?
10 meters maybe.
Oh god, here we go. All in a day's work. I'll go on all fours and go down.
What's Abbas doing?
I'll follow him.
Okay. It's slightly bigger than just a crawl space. You could sort of hunch over halfway. That seems to work. Right, you crawl forward and emerge into a larger chamber. There's a few piles of flint scattered here and there, and there are bodies entombed in web stuck to the walls here and there and everywhere. This must be what the spiders used for their larder. Something glitters in the darkness, and you see an even larger spider sort of hunched back into the corner.
Does it got its back turned towards me?
It's got its face towards you. All eight eyes glittering in the lamplight, and there's also something gleaming on top of its head. It raises one foreleg as you spot each other and says, "Help! Help me!"
What? The spider's saying help me, or is it
Yeah.
something in that food?
It's moving its jaw pieces, and there's a sort of wheezing voice coming from the spicules around its abdomen.
Does it actually give a sort of like indication what it wants help with?
Oh, I told you, it raised one of its front legs.
Well, I'll look in the direction what it.
Okay, it curls the leg and points the sharp end of it towards itself. Help!
Okay, I'll help it. Are you there, Grim?
I'm here. I'm waiting for you to tell me what you're doing.
I'm helping the spider in what it wants done. If
Okay.
it wants something. Yeah.
You move forward. It very, very slowly sort of creeps forward, one leg after another, out of the corner. Help me!
I am going to help you. Keep your skin on, old chap. What does it actually instigate what it wants done? Does it want cut out the web, or
Well,
does it want something
says-
new from a web?
Not chap, lady.
All right then, my lady. What do you want done? Is she trapped? Is she trapped in any of the web? Does it look web?
No. Grandmother. I am Grandmother Cobb.
Nice to meet you, Grandmother Bob. I'm Cesaro. Right. What is this shit actually instigating at? Is she trapped in any way, Grim, or harmed in any way?
What's your intelligence?
Well, for one thing, I don't speak spider. Intelligence 13.
Okay, roll d20 equal to or under your intelligence.
7.
Right.
By 6.
And Brother Abbas?
My what? Sorry, my
Intelligence.
14.
Okay. And is that under your intelligence?
Oh, sorry, I need to roll. Sorry.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening. Sorry, my bad. Yes, I rolled a 1. So yeah,
Oh.
definitely.
Oh!
Critically.
Okay,
intelligent.
Cesora, you can see from looking at her great big bulk that she is too big to get out of the tunnel here, and you don't see any other exits. Brother Abbas, spiders, even the giant kind, are not normally intelligent, and in most of the lore you've read, they're much more associated with poison and evil and disease. So you're disinclined to trust a talking spider.
I'll sort of beckon to Cesaro and go, I don't trust it. It's a talking spider. Can we see what this big shiny thing on her head is?
Yeah, it's a necklace. Well, the chain that a necklace was once attached to, so worn like a circlet atop her head.
It's not got a gemstone in the middle of it by any chance, has it, Grim?
No, it's missing the gemstone. It's just the chain to which a gemstone may have at one time been attached. Please help me.
Oh, the only help I know, Brother Abbas, is to put her out of her misery. What do you reckon?
Too big to go through the tunnel.
Yeah, I'll go through the tunnel a bit more, Grim.
She's too big to go through the tunnel. She
Yeah.
can't get out.
Yeah, and if she's expecting us to pull her out, is that what she's saying, Grim? She wants us
Do
to
you
pull her
want to
out.
ask her?
Do you want me to pull you out, my lady?
Yes, dig the tunnel, make it big, let me out.
Right.
I will trade you treasure.
No, I don't want treasure. I want your words, but your babies won't attack me again because it took me a while to get over the last fight. God.
My babies.
Yes, your babies attacked me. I didn't attack them, they attacked me.
Yes, you smell of poison.
Yes, I do smell of many things.
Are they dead?
Yes, they're dead.
How many?
4.
Dig me out.
You have your word, but you're not going to attack me.
I swear.
Right. I'm being kind, Graham. I'm feeling a bit hallucinogenic of being bit by a baby spider. I'm going to start digging more of the tunnel out so you can get out. I
Okay,
don't know what about that.
it's going to take quite a lot of work.
Yeah.
Is Abbas going to help?
I'm just going to stand there and watch him with my sword drawn, very
No.
ready for when it goes. Look,
I'm clergy. We don't do manual labour. What are you talking about?
I got out of the monastery to stop doing manual labour, thank you very
Yeah.
much. A lot
Yeah,
of
I'm gonna
back-breaking
dig-
work.
I'm
Uh,
going to dig the tunnel.
yeah, it's going to take you quite a while to dig this out. Unless you
Well,
can think of any way to speed it up.
the only way I can speed it up is if I say to Barabbas, come on, muscle up. Please.
It's a talking spider. I don't trust it.
I'm not a talking spider. She's a talking spider. I'm not a talking spider.
We are.
Oh,
All right, but if this goes the wrong way, I'm just going to say now I told you so.
I tell you what, Barabbas, if we both die down here together, it's been a pleasure knowing you.
Yes, if we die, our friends will avenge us if they know where we've gone.
No, our friends won't know what bloody killed us because we got met a talking spider. Right, I'm digging one side of the tunnel, and Barabbas, if he helps out, I recommend you should dig the other side. So,
I'd like the side least away from the spider.
Okay, so between you, it takes less time.
thank you.
And once you loosen a few of the flints, the soil's a lot easier to move. Still, it takes you a couple of very sweaty, exhausting hours to widen the tunnel. What's probably just enough for the giant spider to get out.
Okay.
So the moment you finish, she starts to squirm and squeeze and push and scrabble away through. She puts 4 of her legs right out in front of her, 4 right out behind her, and pulls and drags. Her bulbous body gradually tugs through the tunnel, before finally emerging with a shower of pieces of flint and chalk. Yes, free.
Nicholas, free.
Is there anything in the actual antechamber she was in, or is it just like a dead end?
You haven't gone back in there yet. But she sort of bows almost, lowering her front legs, raising her rear legs, putting her head down.
Nice to meet you too, milady. No, not
Wait.
I'll wait.
She reaches out very, very gently and slowly with one front leg and taps your belt where some of your poison vials are.
Okay.
Open.
Open the poison vial, what?
Empty.
On the floor?
Yes.
Do what she says.
Hold it out.
Okay, I'll hold the vial out.
Okay, she slowly leans forward, trying not to spook you. So you get with like a foot away from this enormous, hairy, chitinous face with its 8 glimmering, unblinking eyes. And she dips the pointed tip of one barbed fang into your poison vial and gobs a bit of poison into it for you.
Oh, God. No. Oh.
There, present.
Thank you, milady.
You can have my treasures.
Thank you, milady. I'll put the cork back in and put it back in my mouth.
And she scuttles away, if something that big can be said to scuttle, heading for the exit.
Well, there are us. Can I ask you a question? Am I tripping, or did I just dig a tunnel for a female spider?
You were bitten by a spider. You could well be tripping.
That's what I'm saying. Am I tripping?
I don't know. I didn't see you fall over.
That was a delayed explosion.
Where's that?
I'll go back.
Where's that friggin' what do you call it?
Hey,
Tumbleweed.
Brother Anders.
Tumbleweed. There's that tumbleweed.
I'll put you a man on the clock. The blasphemy, please.
Oh,
I'll go back in the tunnel which she was in and check the room she was in.
Okay, digging around, you find a few more of those glass bricks that you've seen elsewhere, and underneath some flint and dirt in one corner of the cave is a green shield edged with brass that seems like it's made of glass. You can almost but not quite see through it. And it's surprisingly light and easy to swing around.
Does it have a coat of arms or anything?
No, it's just green glass-like substance. Similar to the bricks, but green.
Okay. Well, Charlene's not getting this one, Brother Abbas. Unless he
No,
gives me
no, I'm claiming that one because I had to try and dig a in tunnel for a spider. I'm taking
You
that.
actually use a shield, brother. But seriously,
No, but you know, come on, cough up.
if you could, oh wait, I will cough up.
No, no, you can keep it if you like, Cesaro. I don't mind.
Come on. The thing is this: I've got my twin. If you can use a shield, you can have it. If you can't use a shield, I'll have it.
I kind of
Your
like to keep one hand free for gestating while I'm doing mystical things, you know.
Is that when you start doing a sort of like a finger
gesticulating, gestating would require some sort of magical impregnation.
Oh yeah, sorry. It begin with a G.
Yeah, close enough.
Right, I'll come back out the tunnel. Heck me. That spider bite was uncomfortable.
Just remember, we're not supposed to talk about it.
Okay, are we going back into stealth mode?
Yes, we're going back into
Right,
stealth.
so Cesaura's in front. What's your stealth?
26.
Okay. So you creep forward. You start to hear voices and sort of woe Abbas down, and then you both creep closer until you both can hear. It sounds like an argumentative meeting. Maybe a dozen people. It's a bit hard to tell without creeping closer, but that would risk exposing yourselves to being seen. Yeah, it's a bunch of people arguing. The gist of the argument seems to be that their leader, who seems to be Kelwyn, has lost her mind, has hidden herself away, and hasn't come out for days. That they haven't had any orders, that they haven't done any raids, that they haven't ambushed anyone or done anything, that food's running low, that the wine's already run out, and the beer's dangerously low. And they're kind of loudly discussing whether to leave or whether to break down the door to their leader's chamber and to kill her off.
Do they look like the brigands but attack the witchy pops in the night?
You risk exposing yourself if you creep any closer. But they don't have the marsh people's accent.
Right, that's fine.
Most of them seem to think that Kelwyn's just lost her mind and that they should just leave and seek their fortune elsewhere. But a loud and shouty minority seem to want to take her out and kill her before she gets so mad she uses her dark magic on them.
How many of them are there?
I said you reckon there may be about a dozen, which is a lot for two of you to handle.
Yeah, just a tad. I'll drink my night vision potion since I'm on all fours listening to this conversation.
Yeah.
To actually see how many of them there are and what they actually are.
Well, you can make out the shadows better, because you've had to stifle your own lantern to not give yourselves away.
Yeah.
Where's that potion? Potion of night vision.
It's on my stolen horse, but if I thought I was going underground...
Yeah. No, I'm happy to play fast and loose with
He
equipment.
said it wasn't stolen anymore.
Yes. No, it's a stolen horse. It's a fruity bread horse.
Oh, it's like one that comes out on Christmas.
Yeah, it's a Christmas horse.
Oh, Snowy.
Yeah. Snowy and his other horse, Eggnog, and the pack mule.
Which
Cracker.
is Brandy. No, Brandy.
Brandy, not Cracker.
No, Kraken, Brandy, Rum, Jack.
No, Cracker. Bang.
The Kraken!
Right. So you quaff the potion of night vision. Everything becomes much sharper, much clearer, much brighter. Make a perception roll. Sorry, what was that, 3?
Yeah, number 3.
Okay, you count 10 shadows. You don't think they've got any particular armor. A couple of them seem to be carrying staves or quarterstaffs, but you don't see any real weapons.
And there's a big wooden door in the back way.
Yes, well, you can see that. There's some more small tunnels dug in the back of the chamber. You don't know how many because you can't see the whole lot, but there is one section that has a big wooden door worked into it. It almost looks like the door was kind of cut away and dragged from another house or a barn or something and put up here. But it's been reinforced over the years.
Do they seem to have like a campfire, like standing around?
Well, there's light being cast on them, so yeah, a fire pit, you think, from the amount of smoke.
If I chuck
And
a
that
flashbang in-
rosemary smell, it's in the smoke from whatever they're burning.
If I chuck a flashbang in the centre of the fire, would it actually affect them all?
Well, yeah, there'd be a chance that they'd all be blinded, and it would shower everyone with embers.
Or I can chuck a smoke bomb in the fire, and that would flush them out.
Yep, a vial of smoke. You've got some of those.
And I've also got a poison couple as well. Yeah.
Throwing poison in the fire wouldn't work though.
Boring. Right, I'll whisper to Brother Abbas. Right, we've got 10 guys up ahead talking about our mark. You want to head out and wait until they come out, or do you want to rumble, or do you want to stay tight in this tunnel, pray to your God, and I pray to my God that they don't come down the tunnel we're actually in? I'm saying this quietly so we don't actually pick up on it.
I mean, if you could lure them into the tunnel, they could probably only attack you a couple at a time.
That's why I was thinking of the smoke or the flashbang.
I think we should try lure them into the tunnel.
Right, flashbang it is. On my fours, is it possible I'm putting my sword, if I can put my swords away and bring my crossbow out, can I tie a flashbang to the crossbow pole, aim for the fire, not them, and pray for a miracle for him?
Yes.
That's the stealthy approach. That's what I'll do.
Okay, so you're going to have to actually sort of swing around the corner and quickly fire that into the fire.
Yep.
So take 6 away from your attack, because the arrows, the quarrel is weighted strangely with the flashbang on it, and roll. So take 6 away
4.
from your attack, roll equal to or under that.
I've done it, no problem, got a 4.
Okay. And Abbas, weapons ready?
Yep.
Right. So this is your ambush, basically. Well, you'll get 2 ambush turns in essence. Right, so Zizora swings around the corner, fires his crossbow. The bolt slams into the fire and goes off with an enormous flash. 1 second. Right, what's the evasion? Not very good.
What's the difference between a flashbang and a flashbang?
Nothing other than I put in a different thing each time.
I was going to say, they're going to get stolen with flashballs. No. Bloody Arabs. They've got flashbangs instead of flashbang.
Yeah, it really makes a hash of things.
Yeah.
Budum-ts. Okay, so a flashbang quarrel hits the fire, goes off with an enormous bang. Hot embers are scattered in all directions, searing and burning their flesh somewhat. And small flames start to lick around their bedrolls and so on, but most of the light is gone out of the room. But you were ready for it. Most of them are stumbling around blindly. So now Abbas has an action as well this turn. So what do you want to do with that?
I take it we can't see any of them, can we now?
Well, you didn't get a flashbang go off in your face, and there are still some small fires. You can kind of see.
I'll attempt to try and get one with a quick psychic mystic blast if I can.
Okay, go for it.
So I'll make the exhaustion roll first. I'm fine.
can't-
What's their evasion?
Nothing, because he's blind.
Alright, so under 16. Yep,
Okay.
just.
And damage?
Damage is... 9 points of damage minus his armor.
Oof. Okay, so there is a blinding flash of light. Embers go flying everywhere, and in the midst of all that, one of them just goes... clutches his head as one side of his skull breaks open, scattering brains, which just makes things even worse. It's a total hullabaloo. Right. And now your actual surprise turn. So, Sizora, empty crossbow in hand.
Yep.
What do you want to do?
Put to one side and out with the twins of evil.
Okay.
Oh.
So you drop the crossbow to one side, bring out the swords.
Yep.
Okay. Right. You both see one bandit who still seems able to see, running across the room towards what seems to be a sort of improvised weapon rack. The rest mill around blindly, saying redundant things like, I can't see. Right. Abbas, what do you want to do for your turn this turn?
I'm not sure if I can get having a quick mystic bolt or not, really.
It
If
is
it's
like
possible.
your best attack to spam.
Yeah.
Why not?
Not exhausted. What's their evasion?
Still
is
blind.
Right, hit then. Damage is gonna
I thought you
be.
would have attacked the one going for the weapon whack, Ian.
Sorry.
I thought you would have gone for the one going for the weapon whack.
Well, if you want to go for him, his evasion is 4.
No, I'll go for one that's blinded. 9 points of damage minus their armor.
Okay. Another one makes a sort of noise and keels over, clutching his chest. Right. New turn.
Another-
They are no longer blinded.
Another brain turn to mush.
Right. Sizora, what now?
How far away is the one who's going towards the weapon whack?
You'd have to go past all the others to reach him, and they can
I
see
was going
now.
to chuck a sword. I was going to chuck a sword at so called to pin him against the wall.
You could try, yep. Take 3 away from your attack and roll.
I get 6. Yep, no problem.
Okay. It's going to go straight through his armor because it's a magic sword, isn't it?
Yep.
Roll damage.
7.
Okay. You hurl your sword, end over end, and it catches him through the back, and he just keels over with the sword sort of going out of his back.
Is he still alive or is he dead?
He's dead. His hands slip off the poleaxe he was reaching for.
Yeah, alright.
Right. The remaining bandits charge forward to engage you all. 2, 3. 4 of them
Please
swarm.
tell me.
4 of them
Please
swarm
tell me.
Sizora. 3 of them swarm Abbas. Right. What's Sizora's defense divided 4 ways?
Well, it's 11. So if it was 4 ways and I had the defense 12, it'd be 4.
So 3, 3, 3, 2.
Yeah, 3, 3, 3, 2, yeah. And there was got. Yeah.
Okay.
And-
What's your armor rating?
Sorry?
What's your armor rating?
3. I'm up back to 3.
Okay. Right. Their staves are iron bound, but they come at you. You duck and weave around a lot, but you're one sword down, so it's a bit harder to protect yourself.
Well,
One catches you glancing blow across your spider bite, which hurts a lot, but only does 1 wound of damage.
That's an F5 wound.
Yeah. And as you twist away from that, you get the butt of one of these staves full in the face for 9 wounds, because you got a crit.
That's going to fucking annoy me.
Yeah.
That's going to annoy me. Not you, Grim, but they're going to annoy me.
Yeah.
Right.
You have ambushed them and slaughtered a lot of them, so you know it's fair's fair. What's Abbas's defense divided 3 ways?
Well, my defense normally is. My defense is 8, so.
So 3, 3, 2.
Yeah.
And what's your armor rating?
5.
Okay. One of them swings his stave into your belly, expecting to sort of wind you or knock your stomach back through your spine, but the armor just absorbs most of the blow and you're just knocked stumbling back a couple of feet. Right. There is a loud hiss, and from one of the tunnels springs Grandmother Cobb, lashing out and biting at one of these bandits. She hits. She penetrates his armor.
Kinky.
She does 7 points of damage, which is enough to kill him. So she lunges out of the darkness, just sort of appearing suddenly out of nowhere, bites down on one of the bodies of the guys that's fighting Caesura, the guy that just smacked him full in the face, picks him up in her fangs, and you can actually see his body drawing in and having its juices sucked out of it. And she twists her head and tosses the dried up carcass aside. Abbas's go.
I'll try and stick one with my sword.
Okay.
What's the defense?
Their defense is 5.
So under 10. Hit.
Okay, it's going to go straight through armor because it's a magic sword. So, damage.
Damage is. That used to use figuring out damage from psychic mystic blast. D8 plus 2. Eight points of damage minus their armor.
Okay, you skewer one straight through the belly and draw your sword free and leave him gurgling and staring at his own intestines in his hands. Right. New turn. Caesura.
Two of these fucks still facing me.
3 on you still, and 2 on Abbas.
I thought, yeah. Right. That was not fucking fair. Ripped my mask open and scared the living shit out of them.
Okay, make a looks roll.
1.
Okay, right, they all recoil from you in horror. Ah! It's a Draugr!
How dare you call me a Draugr? My name is... Never mind. Be gone!
Giant spider, apparent undead attacking them, and a mystic who can pop people's heads at a distance. I'm squashing your head. They turn tail and run, helter-skelter, pell-mell for one of the exits. Grandmother Cobb leaps and lands on one at the back. You hear a brief, muffled scream, and then he goes quiet, and there's just a horrible, horrible slurping sound.
I will want to look. Put my mask down.
Abbas, do you want to pursue or mind bolt one of them, or?
I'll try mind bolting one of them, yeah.
Yeah, and stay out.
Yeah.
Hit. Sorry, not hit. Not exhausted.
Yeah.
Hit, yes. Oh,
Crit?
1. Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be enough to kill him. Because
Okay.
the minimum damage you can get is more than he can take.
Okay.
Okay, so Grandmother Cobb leaps on one. You concentrate on the next one, and there's just a wet bang. Like a water balloon filled with porridge. And his clothes stumble on for a moment without him and then fall flat to the ground, surrounded by mints.
I'll put my mask back down, Grim.
Okay. Grandmother Cobb pursues after them, and you hear more shrieking and sounds of combat from down the tunnel.
I'll let her have a bang. God, that fucking hurt. First I get nibbled, then I get whooped in the face. Oh, it's not my day. Oh, I'll go up and get my sword from the guy who's sticking to the wall, whatever.
Yeah.
Unsheath it out of him and then put it back in its sheath. God, I am getting old. Oh. Have a look at quick scan across the room. Anything good?
A couple of pole axes in a corner, a blown up fire pit, a few chairs clearly stolen from a farmhouse.
So I'm going to try and put the fire out as I'm looking around.
Yeah.
Swamp it out.
A few mounds of comfortable furs and blankets, some gambling dice, knucklebones, a crudely illustrated set of pornographic playing cards,
Taxed.
a barrel of ale.
Blank.
And there's a small trickle of water that runs through here as well, like a chalk spring. So they've had clean water here at least.
Yeah, but with chalk.
They've got little but a handful of coins each, and it doesn't look like they've been doing too well lately.
And there's a door at the other end, you said, as well.
Yep, and there's this door.
Mm.
It's well fitted, sturdy, reinforced.
I'll knock on the door. If there's a door knock or anything.
It does not open.
Knock a bit louder.
Okay, the hammering sound of the knock echoes through the chambers, but it doesn't open.
Does it seem to have a keyhole?
It has a padlock on a chain.
Check that any of the monkeys we've just slayed have we got a key.
None of them have a key, and actually the padlock on this side is not locked, because whoever it is in there locked themselves inside. So you presume there must be another padlock on the other side, on the inside, that's locked. So you're going to have to break this thing off here.
Before we do that, can I try getting a sense?
A vibe off it.
A vibe, yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yep, make a roll.
Okay, just a sec. I've done this cheat sheet for me, so I know what my psychic exhaustion rolls are for each level of spell and what my ESP
That's
is.
good.
Yeah,
I
I just got a Word document up for my health and my arrows and stuff like that as well, so I put it all on there. So under 47%. God, this thing actually has a D100 on it. I'll use that then. So it'll be 2 D10s. Nope, failed. I rolled a 92.
Okay. You get a faint sense of unease, but that's about all.
So should we get this door open, Cesora?
Anyone? Bueller?
Oh, he's gone. He's dropped off.
He's dropped off. And then there was one. Okay, well, let's try inviting him back. I hope John's alright.
I got booted.
Yeah, fuck your internet. It's killed you more times than monsters have.
No, the thing is I can be on Discord for like a couple of hours and then it boots me. I can be on Zoom after a couple of hours and I'm still on. I can be on any other network chat things, and they boot me. So it's either Hangouts being a fucking pain in the pardon my French, Hangouts being a pain in the arse, or my mobile phone is not saying, right, you've had your 2 hours, redial. So it's like all popular.
Yeah. Well, Google stuff tends to be a bit demanding, so it might be
Yeah,
just, you know.
yeah, I've noticed.
Anyway,
Right, so
didn't get any particular vibe off the door, apart from a sense of unease. It's probably padlocked on the inside, so you're going to have to break it down one way or another.
right. Well, I can pick lock up and hack it up.
Yeah, but you
I'll
can't
hack.
get to the lock that's locked, because it's inside.
Right, I'll hack it. Hack it with my magical sword.
Okay.
Sparks and spark.
Right.
Yeah.
Is Abbas helping as well, then?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. Look at a couple of things.
What's time we waiting for the lock?
No, you can just hack it down. It just takes a bit of time, but I need to look up some stuff for the old witch that's inside.
Elcrone, here is a pair of bunnies, which I'm not going to view.
When I want to sleep with someone, I drug them, on account of being so old and warty. Nearly done. We've never played with elementalists, and I've never gotten used to them. And how their stuff works. Okay. Right. The door finally shatters asunder from your blows. But the old witch, Kelwyn, clearly knew you were coming from all the smashing sounds at the door. And she's ready for you.
Sheath my sword after.
Well, the moment the door shatters, you briefly see her make a gesture across the room, and a huge sheet of flame rises up out of the floor and cuts off between you. You can just about barely see her beyond the flames.
We mean no harm, my lady. I'll say it in a very calm voice, not a excited, giddy schoolboy voice.
She gibbers something about Quicksilver and fires an arrow through the flames at you. Hitting
Fire
you.
arrow or just normal arrow?
Normal arrow, but it does catch fire on the way through. What's your armor rating?
We.
Okay, it deflects off your armor and smacks into the wall. Abbas, what do you want to do?
Don't do anything stupid with Alice, please.
Like what? She just tried to. She put up a flaming wall of fire and then tried to shoot you with
She
an
put
arrow.
up a wall of fire. She's put up a wall of fire to defend herself, and she's fired an arrow in her own defence. Do you want to have a word with her, or do you want me to speak to her?
You try and speak to her again, then see what happens.
In my soothing tones, I will say to her, what was her name again?
Kaelwyn.
Elwyn of the Mounds. I am Cicero of Megor. Is it Megor? Is it Megor? Yeah, it is Megor. My bad.
Megov. isn't
I
it?
am Cicero of Megor. I am a hero of Exxon, and I bring you good tidings. We need your assistance in a matter of the estate. If you would like to lower your fire, I mean you no harm. We have dealt with your knaves, which were but going to do unspeakable things to you. We've came here with your help of your grandmother Hob, and we mean you no harm. So please lower your fire. I have sheathed my weapons, as you can see, and I mean you no harm. I put my hands up in a peaceful gesture.
Okay, she shrieks something about you being a mirage, a reflection, and fires another arrow at you. You're struck.
Okay.
This time it gets past your armour.
Can I actually catch it mid-flight, since I'm an assassin by trade?
Do you have arrow cutting? I think
No,
that's
but fast reflexes of 16.
I think that's a
fine.
mystic ability, so no, you can't. Alright, you take 2 wounds of damage as the arrow thunks into your shoulder through your armour.
Right, I'll soak it. I'll take it. I'm not yanking it out. I'm just putting my hands up in a friendly gesture, as if to say.
Yeah.
Because I actually sheathed my blades.
Is Abbas doing anything?
I don't think there's any way I could actually put out that fire shot getting a bucket of water.
Don't think you get dispel magic, do you?
No.
Hmm.
Have a look. What we got that could be useful?
Water bending.
Try and thrall in her. But I need to be a bit close for that 5 meter range. I don't think I'm close enough.
You're within 5 meters of her.
I could scare the living shit out of her because I've got earth trance, partially immune to the fire. I can try and walk through the fire, show that I'm not a mirage. I don't know if that would be acceptable with.
It's unharmed by heat or cold while meditating. Partially immune to fire. I guess.
I put you on the spot again, Glenn.
Yeah. I mean, people can walk around and do things while meditating. I guess I'd require a psychic ability check.
Well, my psychic talent's 11.
Yeah, and it would leave you vulnerable for one turn once you got to the other side.
We'll try and roll for shits and giggles. Right, I'll make a psychic exhaustion roll first.
Yeah.
We're good. Right, so this one, I have to match my magical attack against the target's magical defense. Does that mean we take one from the other then?
Yeah, take her defense from your attack. So her magical defense is 10.
My magical attack is 19, so I need to roll under 9.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, roll the 4.
Okay, what's the effect?
The effect is... Right, I have to make a spell expiry roll. That applies for the duration.
Yeah.
This spell warps its victim's judgment so that he or she believes the mystic to be his friend. This delusion does not destroy the victim's loyalty to their real friends, however, and neither does it make him well disposed towards the mystic's companions. Find out Cesar any. They will believe anything the mystic tells them, unless the mystic openly attacks them. We'll trust them completely until the spell wears off.
Okay. So, yeah, you reach out with your mind and grasp hold of her brain, and she suddenly draws up short. The flames dissipate, and she comes up to you. She's filthy, ragged, stinks of stale sweat and dry excrement and God knows what else. Smoke.
Does she look like she's not been fed in a while?
Yeah.
I'll go.
There's a
If
quiver.
she,
There's a quiver of arrows at her side, partially emptied. She's cast her bow aside. There's a dagger at her belt. There's a glass amulet hanging around her neck that looks oddly familiar. And she has a small bag at her belt as well. The room itself has a few scrolls and bits and pieces. Now that the flame's gone down, you can see all the stone here has been polished so that it almost looks like obsidian. So the stone of the cave, the flint has been kind of melted almost and spread around the walls, giving it a glassy sheen. There's a bed of furs, and she's carved into the walls all manner of strange spiraling glyphs that resemble the amulet around her neck and the one you found around the other mystic's neck. But yeah, she comes.
If it looks like. Sorry.
she comes stumbling up to Abbas and grabs his front with her claw-like old woman hands. Glass. He's glass, broken glass, teeth. And she points at Cesora.
I'll sort of point to the amulet. Did you say the amulet was on the floor?
No, it's on her neck.
Around it. It's on her neck, right?
Does she look like she's famished and dehydrated?
Yeah, she doesn't look like she's eaten or drunk in quite some time.
I'll give her some rations and some wine.
She slaps them out of your hands and again yanks at Abbas's clothing and stabs a finger at you.
He's my friend. He's all right.
He spirals in the back to front.
Okay, I'll offer some of my own food then. Rations.
She sniffs at it suspiciously and then wolfs it down.
Is she humanoid?
She seems human to you.
It's fine.
And let us leave this place. We need your help.
She nods to you but keeps away from Cesora.
May I ask, where did you obtain the amulet?
In my reflection, she says. In the water, ripple, ripple. So you're just, escorting her out?
Yes.
Okay. So you slowly make your way out. Wary, because, the spell's probably going to end at some point. This adventure doesn't have enough information on her. I'm trying to see if she can actually tell you anything useful.
Oh, that's a bit juicy, Grim. Guess what?
What?
Virgin Atlantic's gone bankrupt.
What has?
Virgin Atlantic has gone bankrupt.
Ooh.
Richard Bronson's private airline company has gone bankrupt. Juicy.
I'm all 3 fire miles for him.
Well, he's been busy with Elon Musk doing this space project. For
Yeah.
instance.
I mean, that one based on that television program that's currently on TV. The comedy with Steve Carell.
Yeah, Space Force.
Yeah.
Um,
Space Force.
Sounds like an 80s toy line. It really does.
right. Your magic is starting to unweave, but it hasn't yet. But you do get it out blinking into the light, but it doesn't seem to have much benefit to her state of mind. She just seems to have been driven insane.
How deep is this arrow?
Sorry, pardon?
How deep is this arrow got in my armor?
It's right the way through into you, so...
So if I pull it out, will it be bad?
No, this is a game. So
I-
you didn't take too much damage.
Yeah.
So you can pull it
Just
out.
a question. Yeah.
What would you take in exchange for the amulet, old mother?
For you would keep it safe. You're my friend, my strong reflection in the glass. Yes.
Yes.
Let's see. Almost as if she's fighting with herself, she slowly takes it off her neck and hands it to you.
I'll get like a little bag or something and put some food in to a bag and a little, some water and hand it to her.
Yeah. You
Yes,
think
I didn't.
so? You think you better get away before your spell wears
Yeah.
off.
Exactly. I'm going to give her some food to keep her
Yeah.
entertained, keep her fed for a while.
Okay. Well,
Does it look like it's part of a jigsaw to the previous armlet grim?
they're practically, but not exactly identical. So there must be some final part to this puzzle. The keys must open something. But I don't want to press on any further tonight because we lost John and...
Yeah.
You
No
know.
problem. Well,
And
he's always
you-
going to go back and meditate and get his health back.
Yeah.
After saying goodbye to Grandmother Hog, wherever she may be, I'll just shout down the tunnel.
Yeah, you befriended a giant evil spider. Well done.
Useful for combat encounters.
Oh, yeah, you managed to wipe your way through those bandits pretty quickly with only a little bit of help. But, yeah, well,
Yeah, but the thing is, this flashbang into a fire.
yeah,
Not nice.
no.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll call it there for tonight. Thanks to the people who are watching for watching. And we'll be back on Saturday with what should hopefully be the finale of the Reeve's Tale.
I can make Saturday because Cthulhu's off for the next 2 to 3 weeks, while the Games Master is actually reading the next chapter.
Slow reader.
I will be playing. No, he's not a slow reader. He's a very sadistic ST, and he goes into graphic detail, and he says, "Living video type person."
Alright, so see you Saturday. Bye bye.
See you Saturday. Bye bye.